It's Magic Marketing Monday. Here's your host, business coach and cutting-edge marketer, Brad Ross.
Hey everyone, I am Brad Ross, and welcome to this week's episode of Magic Marketing Monday. On today's episode, we're talking about how to get into high-income homes. One of the most underlooked and lucrative area of performing tends to be performing in private parties, in private homes. Now, some of the best, most well-respected magicians in our industry, like Michael Amar and Eugene Berger, make a good portion of their living doing magic shows in the homes of the rich and famous. Even David Blaine reportedly got his start doing private high-end events for the likes of celebrities like Leonardo DiCaprio and others. The New York Post recently did a story on top stars who can be bought for a price, well, the right price, at private parties. For a cool $250,000, Usher will show up and sing happy birthday. Dennis Rodman will DJ at your party for the bargain fee of only 20 grand. Increasingly, all kinds of celebrities are available for hire at every event imaginable. Now, it was reported recently that Jennifer Lopez has earned $9 million for performing for tyrants over the last 2 years around the world. A growing number of celebs are making big bucks entertaining regular fans at private soirees. People love celebrities, and every star has a price, says New York-based celebrity booker Matt Altman, who's the owner of Headline Booking Group, which connects celebrities with people hoping to brighten their bashes with star power. While a certain person doesn't have to be rich or famous to hire a magician for their private party, it is in your best interest to pursue high-income homes for the following reasons. They tend to have elaborate parties, or more elaborate parties than the average person. They also tend to want to make their party even more memorable by hiring special entertainment. The people they invite to their party are typically of the same social status as themselves, and this of course naturally leads to referral bookings of a higher dollar amount. They can afford to pay a higher fee. Now, this is something that you have to be careful here. You see, many wealthy people are often looking for a deal, and they will try and negotiate your fee down, because wealthy people a lot of times feel that they are the target to be overcharged, so be careful about that. Now, let's discuss how to break into this market with my 7 secrets to get into affluent homes. Number 1. First, you want to buy a mailing list of higher-end homes in your area. This is not as complicated or hard to find as you think. Simply pick out the zip codes of the affluent areas, or where you know the affluent areas are in your state or in your region, and then call up a mailing list broker or buy a list. Go to a place like infousa.com. Very user-friendly. I've been using them for years to buy lists. And you buy the list from a company like InfoUSA because you can use it multiple times. You are going to mail to these people on an ongoing and a systematic basis. You're going to mail letters, postcards, newsletters, etc. Number 2, start marketing your adult parties to the affluent people you did birthday parties for. How many times has someone come up after a birthday party show and asked, do you do this for adults? Well, quite often, right? I remember when I was working birthday parties on a regular basis, I used to get that all the time. Of course, that's always after the question of, is this what you do full-time, or what's your real job? Oh, this is what you do full-time? Oh, do you do this for adults too? Why not capitalize on being proactive and marketing to these folks? Number 3, raise your prices. The wealthy often equate value with how much something costs. If it's a product or a service that's too inexpensive, they're not even going to consider buying it because they'll feel that it's an inferior quality. Here's an important caveat to that. Make sure that you are worth what you're charging. I recently experienced this with a private coaching client who took my general advice about raising his prices. And me not having never seen his product, the show that he was presenting, didn't realize that this guy really wasn't worth the very high dollar amount that he was charging. In fact, what could be considered an executive salary that he was charging for events. And he really was too green. He jumped too soon to charge those prices. So before you start using that tactic, make sure you're really worth what you want to charge. If you feel you're charging fees that are too high, you have to really look at the product and determine what you're worth. Now, if you feel that the product that you offer really should acquire a high fee, then you have to deliver a service that is going to be equated with that level of a service that would be paid for that kind of a dollar amount. Otherwise, you're not going to be in business very long if all you're doing is giving a subpar product and charging a lot of money for it. Number 4. Joint ventures with caterers. This is something I've talked exclusively about with private coaching clients who are looking to do just this, market to the affluent. Nearly all home parties for affluent are catered. The woman in the household or the husband in the household certainly not walking around with a tray serving wieners in a blanket. So consider contacting some local caterers in your market and try to do a joint venture with them. Number 5, look the part. I'm going to be trying to be as sensitive to this as possible. I hope I don't offend you here, but look the part. If you want to play with the big dogs, you have to look and act like a big dog. This means dressing to the hilt, wearing an expensive suit, a nice watch, quality shoes, not a balloon-covered or confetti-decorated vest from the magic shop or a vest with playing cards all over it that your wife sewed for you 10 years ago. Be sure your props look immaculate too. No one wants to see you in a multi-million-dollar home wheeling in a raggedy old suitcase table with a squared circle sitting on top of it that's got nicks and paint scratches and looking like crap. In addition, you can't drive up to a show at a multi-million-dollar house in a beat-up 1987 station wagon. Now, if that is your car, again, I mean no offense by this, but take a car service to the show in a sedan, or park a block away and walk. Marketing is everything. Marketing is not just your marketing materials. Marketing is the way you look, the way your props look. Marketing is the way you arrive at the show, what your vehicle looks like. All of that affects how people perceive you. And you don't want someone getting buyer's remorse because you showed up in a dirty or hunk of junk type of car. You don't want them to have buyer's remorse before you even did your performance. Number 6, build credibility. Use testimonials from other affluent individuals. Celebrity endorsements can go a long way in building credibility as well. And number 7, generate leads through advertising. What local magazines do the affluent in your area read? What websites cater to the affluent in your market? Consider placing lead generation banner ads or print ads for your private party shows, just as you would for birthday party shows, but emphasizing that you do adult events, or emphasize, whether it's through the branding or the wording, that this is a higher class show. Well, that is it for this episode of Magic Marketing Monday. I hope you have a great week ahead and think about how you can start marketing to the affluent. Till next time, this is Brad Ross saying do what you love and love what you do.